Hello everybody, this is Oski, and Fortnite just dropped an insane new update with tons of content. We're diving in right now to explore it in Chapter 6, Season 3. So last night they added tons of stuff. First of all, if we look at the map right here, you can see Superman has a POI or landmark in-game. Right now it's a little underwhelming. Once we get over there, we'll take a look. But I do think they're going to be adding things to it, or at least changing it over the next few weeks maybe. Because if you've ever seen anything Superman related, or if you've seen his base of operations called the Fortress of Solitude, I kind of think that's what they're trying to do with this location over here. However, right now, it is not really very fortressy, if you know what I mean. It's kind of just a flat, frozen lake. So, like I said, you can now kind of see it around the mountain there. But if they add things to it, I think that'd be really cool. Maybe they'll do that by July 11th when you are actually able to unlock the Superman cosmetics. All right, speaking of Superman and his cosmetics, those are going to be unlockable on July 11th when he finally comes to the game. And overall, I think they're pretty cool. Let me deal with his Cleveland here. Get off me. Okay, so those cosmetics are going to be unlockable on July 11th. As you can see, I think some of them are pretty cool, like the glider and the pen and ink style. Overall, I'm really happy about that. I thought they were going to be released this update, though, so I'm kind of upset that I have to wait. But I'm thinking they're going to be worth the wait. I'm not the biggest Superman fan, but I can't lie when some cosmetics are fire. Super styles are also out now if you get to level 200 plus. I think they look decent. We got purple, kind of looks, something we've had in the past. I do think it looks pretty good on Synthwave, though, and Kill Shot. Yellow, which looks interesting. I don't like that they made everybody's hair yellow, especially not Ziggy's. And then a green one. I feel like we've kind of had these similar colors in the past, so not that impressive. And I don't really use super styles, but they're there for those of you who do. We have the July crew pack revealed, even though it's not going to be unlockable until July 1st. Of course, that's when it will be granted to you. But it's like a reboot guy, and I actually think he looks a lot better than he did in the survey. So I'm really happy about that, and I'll throw that on your screen now. And also, Bruno Mars's festival season finally has started. It was kind of confusing on who the actual headliner was going to be for this season. I don't know why I said finally, because we kind of just got revealed last night. But yeah, it started. And they released a super cool cinematic that was honestly really well made and really funny. I'll play a short clip from that now. And I really enjoyed it. I love the animation style. I love when they go all out for certain things in Fortnite. I wish they did it a little bit more often and give it a little bit more fair and equal treatment. But yeah, and then the festival pass that I got with the crew actually has some decent rewards, like the Die with the Smile cowboy skin for Bruno is pretty sick. I really like his white and orange style. The Die with the Smile emo is really good. At least I think so. And then there's some squirt gun guitars in there, which I think are really fun and creative for the summer season. And so yeah, I'm not too mad about that. Bruno's shop skin is actually really good in my opinion. I loved it in the music video. I really like this Tokyo jacket. I think that is straight fire. It says Tokyo on the back there, by the way. The fuzzy bucket hat and the jeans. I just think it's a fly outfit, and it's a good looking skin. His back bling is a little pricey at $400 and really should be included with the skin. I hate that they started doing this, but I think it's a good back bling. I mean, you can see all the little bobblehead guys in there kind of moving around. Those are kind of all of his different looks from his music. And I think that's really cool that they included that. It's a nice little Easter egg. And as you can see, you actually get one of the guys. That must be on elimination. So yeah, that back bling is actually really good. Just a shame that it's not included. And it's pretty expensive. The contrail is also really good. The emote, saw that in the music video. I think that's a really good emote. The funny thing is they kind of made it a little bit more kid-friendly and decreased the pelvic thrusting in the original dance. But it's a good emote. And then the song I actually really enjoyed. I never heard that one before. So yeah, overall good bundle. Even the Brunino style is pretty fly. I like those blue jeans and then the yellow and green for Brazil, of course. So yeah, pretty good bundle. and it's perfectly priced at 24 karat magic, 2,400 V-Bucks right there. So that's clever on their part. Now let's talk about some skins and things they're going to be adding from the files. We've already seen some cosmetics. First of all, they are going to be bringing back the Green Goblin skin and a couple other ones, but I just wanted to mention the Green Goblin one especially because I've been waiting for that skin actually to come back, and I'm definitely going to pick it up when he does. We see some other leaked skins here. I'll throw those on screen. I think of note, Wooden Dummy is okay, but I really don't think it should be its own skin. I think it's a good summer skin, though. I just think it should be a style for the dummy skin. I don't know if it's going to be or not. Also, another one I really, really enjoy. I was just in Japan, if you guys don't know, and so I had a lot of sushi. They're adding a sushi guy, which reminds me a lot of Der Taisho. His name's Nash Nori. I think his skin looks pretty sick. Other than those ones, guys, I think most of the other skins are kind of trash, in my opinion. They're adding a lot of different like body types, which I think is fine, but the skins kind of look atrocious. So, personally, I would never buy those. But there's some people that would, and that's fine. Looking forward, we're getting a Squid Game collaboration on June 27th, where they're going to be adding a reload map that's themed around the show and the different locations in that show. Kind of like that fake little town, the field where they put a red light, green light, the room with all the beds. And we have a look at the skins that they'll be selling in the shop when that drops. It's really unfortunate we didn't really get any main characters, but there are a few characters that kind of look like Saibyo and Gyun. We did get the pink soldier guys, and I do believe it's going to be one skin, amen. But they kind of did Saibyo dirty because her lookalike they nicknamed Glass Bridge Survivor in the shop, which if you've seen the show, then you know damn well that that's kind of foul for doing that, considering she got impaled by a piece of the glass bridge. Sorry for the spoilers, but if you haven't seen it by now, it's a little bit too late. There's also a ton of interesting items that they're going to be adding for the Squid Game collaboration that make it a little bit confusing how the gameplay loop is going to work in Reload. For example, they're going to have masks for VIPs, like in the show. They're like peely. I'll show a picture of them. There's some boxes you can hide in, which we've kind of had in Battle Royale many times with like haystacks and stuff like that. There's going to be a guard disguise and also player disguises, which I'm confused about how it's going to work in a Battle Royale setting. So something about this to me feels like it's not going to be Battle Royale and more like a mini game, but I'm not quite sure. So far, we haven't really heard anything about it being anything other than a Reload traditional gameplay loop. But we're going to have to wait and see. So that's what we know about the Squid Game collab. Like I said, June 27th. Keep your eyes out. Brand new gameplay changes in this update included Mist Form, which is a cloak that obviously goes with Morgan Mist, but it's actually going to let us turn into like a raven, or I guess it's called Wraith Form. So let's try that out right now. So as you can see, you can turn into like this dark spirit raven thing, and you can you don't take any fall damage, and you can fly around. It doesn't really last very long, but apparently if you pair that with the Morgan Mist gauntlets, you're actually going to have a lot stronger of a combination there. You're going to be able to fly around and shoot them, and I think it actually turns it into like one item. It does still take up 2 item slots, but they kind of pair up. I'll show an image of it on screen, maybe some gameplay. And then the other new item, or mythic kind of superpower thing, I guess neither of them are mythics, but the other new item is these pom-poms, which are actually going to let us turn into this monster form with a funny little animation, as you can see there. And now I'm a monster, and if I sprint, I do this cool animation and kind of jump around. I have these claws for hands that I can kind of break stuff with and obviously deal damage with, which is the R2 there. And then there's a leap button, which will cause me to leap into the air. And there's an attack button while you're in the air. A storm slash, which has us flying up in the air. You charge it up. It gets bigger and bigger. And then you leap down, and it does some damage. And then they also made one change to Robin's grappler gun, and now has 40 charges instead of 20. So they buffed it by, they doubled it. So I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if it was necessary because I think it's already really overpowered, but the more you know. Storyline is also really popping off this season, with a lot of lore being revealed to us through the LEGO Expeditions game mode, kind of telling us about Midas, how he's creating a vault to contain the shard of the 0 point, and it kind of sounds like it's the same vault that was in the Unvaulting Live event. back in Chapter 1. I believe that was Season 8, or maybe it was Season 10. Not quite sure when that season was, but anyway, so it's the same vault, and that kind of makes it seem like this is going to be a prequel to Chapter 1 if that's the same vault that's containing the 0 point, and maybe like we're assembling the 0 point, and that's why it's fragmented in that vault. I don't know. Charlie Wen sounds like he's cooking, though, because we pair this with what's happening at OG. There's a vault that's sending out Morse code light signals saying that something is wrong. We don't know who's sending those signals. It could be the IO, could be related to the Chapter 6 storyline, but it reminds me a lot of like Lost, the TV show, and that vault and the light beaming out of it. And then also Supernova Academy is a new addition. Underground is a structure that looks exactly like this concept art for a 7 base, and has even has Reality Warrior walls. So I don't know. Something is happening with the storyline. You can see Superman and the gang reacting to the downfall of Supernova Academy, as was leaked by the mini event quest in the menu that Epic accidentally put in there. So everything's leading up to something. I don't know what it is. I'm super excited to see how the story plays out this season. I think we're finally back for all you who care about the Fortnite storyline. I think Charlie Wen is actually doing something here, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. A couple of last notes. We're also be getting this new Res Cube thing, which is going to be Light Rider's ability pretty soon. I don't know when it's coming out, but the gameplay of it looks really phenomenal. It looks super fun to use and fly around. And overall, dude, this season might be just generational. Probably top 5, especially once they add the Superman Mythic and all that. And I also hope that Daigo actually succeeds with his plan and corrupts more of the map, because right now it's a little bit boring for me, and I think more Kintsugi biome would save it, because apparently he's trying to use the spires to actually bring the spirit realm to the island. So I do think more Kintsugi biome POIs are likely, maybe, I hope. And then one last thing before I wrap this video up. Epic's about to go on break, and we'll be getting a summer event with some free rewards and gameplay changes like Zarek's pickaxe and back bling for free. That's kind of about it for the free rewards. Potentially the Battle Bus SUV for free as well, but that's not really clear. And then for gameplay changes, we're going to be getting a new unvault every day for 14 days, kind of like we've had in the past. And so yeah, I'm really excited to use like the Shockwave Hammer again, Ballistic Shield. Don't hate me, I like that weapon. The Pump Shotgun and the Thunderbolt of Zeus as well. And then, all right, besides that, Blitz came out, and I kind of touched on that last night. But yeah, you get a free skin and a glider. It requires 15 account levels or 20 top 10 placements for the skin. And then the glider requires 3 victory royales in Blitz. And I think they look pretty sweet, and they're free. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this update. Make sure to leave a like, consider subscribing, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Hope you have a wonderful day. Peace out.